What's up, party people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, what do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time. DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Oh, you're not entertained. Let me entertain you. Speaking of entertainment, today on the program, I have J.J. Tyson. Oh, you know J.J. Tyson. He's out there in Pennsylvania and all over the world. There's a little hint on what we talked about on the podcast. Oh, yeah. Stick around. You're going to get to know about J.J. Tyson and what he's up to. This week's shows, I have one public show for the loyal listeners and my loyal karaoke participants. It's the Video Dance Party Karaoke Jam at my regular Friday night gig. You know, most Friday nights you're going to find me at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas for the Video Dance Party Karaoke Jam. They got good food. They got good kitchen. Oh my goodness, the food is delicious. I know, they always send me home with some treats at the end of the night. So stoked to be at the Rab on Friday nights. They also have 10 diamond style pool tables. They have a pool tournament on Friday nights. So if you want to try your hand at playing pool and possibly make some money while you're doing it, you check out the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. Friday nights. I'm there from 8 p.m. until 12:30 in the AM. They also keep a couple of tables, pool tables, for the regular folk. So if you want to play some pool, drink some drinks, have some food, sing some songs, dance on the dance floor, you could do it all at the Rab on Friday nights. I've been on and off doing this for about 20 years at the Rab, even before it was the Rab, that same location. So excited and so honored that I still get to do it on Friday nights. And then on Saturday, I think I have a public event. A private event. So unless you're invited, you cannot come, but I'm glad that I get to do weddings and parties on Saturdays. And yeah, so stoked. And then, of course, you know, my weekly stuff. I get to do videos on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and interesting facts. Trying to get my TikToks up. Well, Facebook is good too. Check out the KeysDAN on Facebook and Radio What. The Radio What page on Facebook. They've been paying me a little bit, so that's helping to keep this thing alive. All right. Speaking of people that are making entertainment, the entertainment business, their livelihood, I appreciate it. J.J. Tyson. I got him on Zoom, so if you're listening to the audio version of this, check out the video version on my YouTube page. YouTube.com/user/KeysDAN. Zooming J.J. Tyson now. Let's see. On my screen, I have how you say J.J. Tyson. Am I speaking correctly? Pronouncing the name properly? I can't do that to you, man. I was going to do the whole podcast like that, but I just can't do it to J.J. Tyson. What's going on, man?
Oh, I usually don't use this that often.
Well, the man is legendary. I've seen some of your podcasts before. You're a pro. You've done this. You've been running the circuit. First off, I mean, J.J. Tyson, listening to your music, I feel like going out to the backyard with a beer and shooting off guns. Pow, 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 pow. Listen to that nice, down and dirty country type, Americana type music. Yes. Oh.
Got the grit. It's got the grit.
It does have the grit. But you've been making I guess you've been doing a progression, so to speak, in your music. Mm-hmm. It hasn't always been that way. Tell me how you started. Go ahead.
I started out. I'm a hard rocker. You know what I mean? Come on. back in the 80s, I started out back then. It's been like 42 years I've been doing music in and out with bands and stuff. And one day I did an album with my producer, and he said, "Hey, do you ever think about doing anything country?" I'm like, "No, not at all." But he said, some of my lyrics sounded, it's got that crossover kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
So then he's like, well, I said, well, yeah, give me it a shot. What I did is I mixed some of the hard rock guitar riffs and stuff like that with the country voice, and that's what I got, man. It turned out great. So now I'm on the right road now.
Yeah, JJ Tyson, you say you come from the 80s. I come from the 80s. Class of 86 rules, man. So I'm right dead set in the middle. And anything that you liked back in high school, you probably still like now. But you say you started in the 80s. I was doing the DJ work, mostly for free when I was in high school. But that's how we start,
Yeah,
we start.
Exactly.
But where exactly, where are you anyway? Whereabouts in the world are you?
I am in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, the home of the Amish people.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I'm thinking Pennsylvania Dutch.
I'm not Amish, though.
Apparently, I mean, unless you're in one of those very, very modern versions of the Amish.
Yeah, I've had people ask me that already. Are you Amish? I'm like, do I look Amish? They're like, yeah, I don't know. I've never seen one.
You're on a very extended Rumspringer, if that be the case. Are you aware of what the Rumspringer is?
No, I'm not.
Okay, when the kid turns of age, usually about 18 or so, if they want to, they don't have to, but if they want to, they can take a walkabout. They can go off into the world and learn how living not like Amish, how the English live, which is us. Everybody else out of the Amish compound is the English. And I mean, I learned that in movies, but they go off and do a walkabout, and they do it's called Rumspringer, and they get to experience life, and they do that for about a year. And if they want to go back, they can. If they don't want to go back, they can. But more often than not, they do. They go back and go live that life.
This world's a little crazy.
Well, to get out into the world, I think I might want to live as an Amish. I'm funny enough. I'm wearing my Moix RV shirt. I'm rocking them, and I feel like I want to go get in an RV and just get away from everything. If I didn't have responsibilities like a family, I see on your profile, at least the profile says single, which means you're a man that can get out in the world and go entertain people. Do you ever get out of Lancaster and go entertain people?
I've been around the world with my music. I've been over in Indonesia, Japan, London, then all over the United States. So I did a lot of interviews and reviews and stuff overseas. Yeah, I had a great time. I definitely want to get out there and see more, though. Well, I would love to see. Go ahead. I'd like to go to Scotland. I would love to go to Scotland, wear a kilt with combat boots, and throw that log.
Yes, please. I have an Irish kilt in my closet over there, and I wear it at least once a year on St. Patrick's Day. I got married in kilt, and at that time my hair was as long as yours, and I had it braided with ribbons, kind of like Braveheart, I guess, or the Highlander, where it was braided and it had green and yellow ribbons in it, which is the Irish national kilt. And then my brother, my half brother, he's Scottish, so he was wearing the kilt of his clan's name. So more often than not, the Irish wear their kilts for the city or the town that they're from, and the Scottish wear the kilts of their name. Do you have Scottish ancestry at all?
No. No, but I always wanted to go there.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, but all right, of all the places you've been in the world, and I know it's kind of tough to nail down, but it might not be. I mean, I'm putting words in your mouth. Of all the places, where did you like the best, and where did they like you the best? Where did you get the best feedback? Two questions.
That's a tough one. There's probably two of them, but the one I don't have to say on top would be in Japan. Japan, they still have the old culture where, when I go to hold a door open for a woman, they walk behind a man. It's crazy. I mean, I'm like, go ahead. And they're like, oh, they kind of put their head down and they don't have to lock their doors. They set their pocketbooks down on the sidewalk. There's not much crime. It kind of felt great, to have that, because I remember that. I'm sure you do back when we were younger. You never had to lock your doors at the house or anything. Nope. Japan was, I'd have to say, was probably the best. And the people were so polite and inviting. They were very inviting.
Yeah, I lived in Miami, Florida, and I never locked my doors. In Carroll City, that was the location of the Liberty City. It's like right next door. Liberty City. They had riots back in the 80s, and
I remember those.
Yeah, we still didn't have to lock our doors for the most part because we had a nice neighborhood. We knew all our neighbors. I played with all my neighbors. I knew the people. Here, I don't know any of my neighbors. I know the people that I see crazy. When I go out, and if I'm at a club doing a gig, I know all those people. I see them every Friday night at the Rab. Shameless plug, But now you said Japan, and I know you're on TikTok, and I have all your social medias to put in the show notes, of course, so people can click around. But some of my algorithm is interesting facts. And one of the ones that came up last night was Japan, in particular, Tokyo. And they had,
that's where I was. Yep.
Oh my gosh. They had the cleanest streets. They they said that there was this pothole that was filled, that was big enough to swallow 5-10 cars. And they had it fixed in 2 days.
Oh, I believe it. They're on top of things. Man.
Yeah, and they said if the airplane at the airport is late, all the people, all the clerks come from around the counter and bow to the passengers. Yeah. I apologize. I apologize. I'm so sorry that the plane is late. They had nothing to do with it. They had little to nothing to do with that. And they are very polite. So, I mean, of all the things I've seen, I've never been to Japan, but of all the things I've seen, their culture, it's interesting. Some people would call it backwards, with the women going behind, but it's also traditional. Correct. And I'm glad that you've been around the world, man. You've learned so many different things. America might be the melting pot, but until you see those other countries that these people came from, you don't have that perspective. I got to live vicariously through J.J. Tyson. Now, you said Japan was the place that you liked the most, or the one that they liked you the most?
Actually, both. Indonesia, the people there were very, very nice too. I mean, I was in Jakarta, the capital, and people, like I said, they embraced me. I had no issues at all. Anywhere I went, and there's a lot of beautiful people, great people around this world. There's a lot of hate going on, but once you start meeting people and they're learning some of their culture, there's a lot of beautiful people out there.
Well, I know Spanish because I was born into a Spanish family, but for the most part, people around the world, they know at least 2 languages. One of them would be English, but they know 2, 3, and 4 different languages. They're very smart people. Yeah. I got to speak for myself. I mean, I think I'm dumb when I look at movies about other people around the world, their education. I guess, all right, if we're studying Europe, they're living in the place that's been around for 10,000, 5 to 10,000 years. So they have history in their backyard. They walk by the Colosseum, Big Ben, Parliament, the Eiffel Tower. They walk by all these things that we find historical. And you've been around the world, and seeing these things? Did you have pictures, or it didn't happen? No. Now, how's the language barrier? Did you have problems speaking English?
No.
Or did you learn some of their words as well?
I learned a few, but I can't remember what they are anymore. But yeah, there's just a few words. Of course, they were teaching me dirty stuff.
That's the first thing you learn. Whenever I'm teaching somebody Spanish, that's the first thing they want to hear. That's the first thing they want to learn. Now, I told you I'm from Miami, and you have to know. You have to know hello and goodbye in at least 20 different languages because it's a very tourist town. How's Lancaster, Pennsylvania? Are people visiting the Amish a lot and maybe picking on them a little bit? Or
they sure do. They sure do. I mean, my daughter lives down probably about an hour away from here, and I have to go down through the heart of the Amish country on like a Saturday morning or whatever, and the place is packed with tourists, buses, and they don't like their pictures taken. A lot of the Amish, the old ones, they have that plain face, and they don't like the pictures taken. But you got the tourists that how do I say it without being wrong? Ignorant, you try to get pictures with them, put their arm around them, and you can see them pushing them away. I guess, if I was Amish, and if people were like that all the time and would be around me, I'd probably get a little testy too.
Yeah, the Amish aren't about the selfies. They're about building their barns and churning that butter and making those. I guess, do they do quilts, or is that?
Oh yeah, they do. That's a big thing here. The quilt, yeah.
Okay, because I thought maybe that was Quakers that did the quilts, but the Amish do the quilts. That's fantastic. You work with your hands. How are you at working with your hands? I missed that. I used to do it when I was a kid in my 20s. I worked at a lumber yard, amongst other things, while I DJ'd on radio and I DJ'd at parties and such. But I worked in the lumber yard, and I've built things. How are you with your hands?
Well, it sounds like, you know what? You sure you're not my brother, because me and you are like. I grew up, my dad was a plumber. He taught me how to be a plumber. I got into construction. I was a mason for 15 years. And then I got into rehabbing houses, and I did carpentry. I've painted cars in my life. I was a mechanic. You name it. These hands can do anything.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to do stuff.
It is.
I mean, I rep my firefighting helmet behind me. I did that all through the 90s. And I noticed behind you, it's award after award after award after award. How does it feel? You're making the music and you get accolades. People appreciate you enough.
Well, I mean, I'm not looking to be famous. I just like I love writing and enjoy music. That's one of my passions ever since I was a teenager. And I love getting my word out to people. And some of the ballads that I wrote, I've had people message me and say, you know what, you wrote my life story in 5 minutes. And I'm like, man, when you can touch somebody like that with your words, there's nothing like that. I mean, there's no money, no nothing can touch that. It actually helped her with her breakup and everything. I'm like, wow, it's incredible. This stuff back here, that's I call it my wall of fame. I'm very proud. I'm very proud of how far I came with it so far. I put out, I think, 7 albums in the last 2 years. I think it was 2.5, 3 years. I guess it was. Yeah. And, I have another one coming out in the end of September this year. I feel that, I'm not going to stop.
Yeah, I wondered about that. I see that on your YouTube. I was like, oh, maybe he just uploaded them a couple of years ago. He couldn't have made, 7 records in the span of 2 years. There's no way. Nobody works that hard. If he does work that hard, how did he find the time to get on the What Makes You Famous podcast? I don't know. JJ Tyson, man, you're not only just JJ Tyson, the project, the solo artist, you also have at least one other one, Tyson-Mobley with Dave Mobley.
Yes.
And then how many bands are you in?
That's right now just mine. But David, he was my producer at the time. and he asked me after my other band, Dismembered, to do an album with him, which I had back in 2019. My old band, Blackwater Greed, released an album, and we did a video which got over 1 million views on it. That's actually the song that girl wrote to me and said that you wrote my life story in 5 minutes. It's really crazy when people do that kind of stuff, and it's a really good feeling when people can say that about how you write. I put a lot of feeling in a lot of my songs. I do.
Yeah, it's an amazing superpower that you could change lives, change feelings, give somebody a thought, change. People come out to a JJ Tyson Project show or JJ Tyson show, and they got up off their couch and out of in front of their big screen TV, and they came to see you. Are you? I mean, it's got to feel good, and then you exchange energy. I don't know how much I feel about how much energy. I know when I play gigs and I'm playing the right music for the people. In fact, on Friday night, I'll be playing some JJ Tyson music. So people go, "Who is that?" And I'll say, "Oh, that's JJ Tyson. I had him on the podcast recently." That way you get some more ears. That's my job as a DJ. I had guitars. I have a harmonica up there. I have a piano out there. There's a ukulele back here. My guitars got stolen. So I don't play. I used to be able to play 2-3 licks. I could play a power chord, but I was never good enough to where I felt like I can get on stage and go play for people. You learned at least the drums. I guess that's your main arsenal. But tell me about that. Tell me where you started. Were you banging on desks when you were a little kid?
I was actually, when the pots and pan thing going on. And, back then, my idol back in those days was like Don Brewer from Grand Funk Railroad. When I started listening to their music, and I'm like, man, you know what? I want to be just like that guy. And I just started out, and then I got kind of more serious when I was like 15. I was playing around, a little bit in high school and stuff. And then I got into around in my 20s is really when I got real serious about it. And it just kind of went from there, in this band, out of that band, got popular around the area here. And it was great. I'll tell you what, it's nothing. I mean, when you're up on stage, and like you said, when you're up on stage, it's a feeling and an energy that you get, because your night can go real bad if you don't feel the energy from that crowd. But if you feel a good vibe from them, man, you're happy. Things are going great. If the sounds great, everybody's happy. They go home happy with a good show.
So always the drums and the vocals at the same time?
Hell no. No, I can't do that. I do a little bit of backups when I'm drumming, but lead vocal, forget it. No. I can't do that when I'm drumming. That's tough.
I got you.
That is tough.
No, I listened to Phil Collins.
So I'd have another singer that does stuff then. And I can't do that.
Well, I listened to Phil Collins, and I was just mentioning this the other day, is I can tell the songs that he is drumming on because he sings with the beat of the drum. Do, 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 boo, boo, do, do, and you can hear the beat of the drum. You can almost see him drumming. And I've watched live videos of him, and it's absolutely true. I couldn't imagine being a drummer. You have to have all 4 limbs or 3 if you're Rick Allen, but but all 4 limbs working independently. Bam, bam, bam. It's amazing to me. I've been, of course, to the local music shops, and I banged on the drums. And no, I'm no Todd Rundgren. I can't bang on the drums all day. I'm not good. But you're not the lead vocalist in any of your projects?
I did. The one that my video I put out for this album here, For the Love of Freedom, I did the lead vocals on that one. I stepped out front and did that one. But I don't know, I was always buried in the fog in the back. Where's the drummer at? Who's the drummer? Well, I don't know. He's buried in the fog back here, And so I stepped out front and did that song. But my heart's is behind a kit. It always has been. I enjoy writing. I write all the songs. But to let somebody else sing it, I'll be fine with that. I'll do the backups. I'm good.
Yeah, the drummer does provide the backbeat, the rhythm section. You and
what they are.
You and the bass.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What they always say is, "I hold the tempo."
Yeah. You and the bass are the rhythm section. You're the ones that keep the people on the dance floor, keep them grooving. Yeah, the lead guitar and the rhythm guitars, they're telling a story, and the singer is, of course, singing that story, but you're the one that's keeping the people going, man. If the lead vocal and the lead guitar and even the rhythm guitar, if they ran off the stage, you and the bass could keep that thing going.
Yes.
I remember years ago at Tobacco Road, which is a little place in Coconut Grove or in Miami, and they had an open mic night, and there was a guy that was beating on a 5-gallon drum, sitting on it, right, and then a bass guitar. They kept me mesmerized for 20 minutes. Just and I was like, I'm still talking about them, and this is going on 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So just that, you do provide the means for people to get on the dance floor and shake their heads and groove and sit out in the backyard and shoot off those guns, pow, pow, while they're having their hamburgers and hot dogs, pow, 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 pow. Yep. Okay. So tell me, through the years, you said 20 years old, you started getting serious. Is that when you got in a band? And what was that band?
Excuse me. Back in my 20s, that was a band called Rough Innocence. We had a female singer. She sounded just like Pat Benatar. Identical. You close your eyes and you think it was Pat Benatar. We played around here a lot. Got really popular. We opened up for some bands here like Kicks and stuff at the fairgrounds and stuff. And we got really serious. And she actually said one day, she said, "No, I don't really like this anymore because it's too much like a business." I'm like, "Well, what do you think it is?" So she wound up, quitting, and that band kind of disbanded. And then we went on to another band. Out of 5 guys, usually you'll get 3 different bands that come out of it. You know what I mean? You'll have this guy go to that band, this guy goes to that band, and 2 of the other guys go with another band. So me and my guitar player, Rick, we stuck together pretty much all the whole way up to 2019, I guess it was, on and off. And we did a lot of writing together. I would write the songs, the melodies, and the guitar. After that, it was Blackwater Agreed, and then I went on to then I went on to my stuff. Yeah, I actually did. I tried so many different genres. I started out with hard rock, then I got into when I got into my solo stuff. It's more of like a rock, I guess we'd call it. And then I did 2 Christian albums, and I did a Christmas album. And now I'm into the country stuff. So
yeah, I'm looking. You got Cellar Dweller, Army of Faith. That's the feeling that I get. And you have progressed. I talked about the progression of you. You have progressed from here to there, and now the culmination of all of it. That journey to nowhere is a culmination of all of it, because you have the faith-based songs and the songs about girls and the songs about freedom and the songs about getting, oh my gosh, I have to check the set list once again. But you got the songs about, girls and boots and stuff. It's just amazing. The different types of songs that you have on one record. What inspired you to write so many different types of songs? I mean, you're going all over the world, so I'm guessing that you're gaining experience there. Yeah, I might be answering my own question, but tell me what inspired you to write. I know the one breakout hit that people are talking about is the Love of Freedom. Obviously, that's the one. What gave you that idea?
That idea came from I come from a family of a lot of military. And a lot of my friends that I worked with, they were in the military. A couple of them passed away already. But those guys go out and they put their life on the line for us every day so we can walk free. To me, that's a hero. Don't matter if you know who they are or not. I have actually on this new album, there's one on there called Unknown Hero. It's about a guy that signed up when he was 18 and went off to war. Well, he didn't come back and nobody really knew who he was, but to me, that's a hero. So my family and all the men and women that serve, that's what gave me the incentive to write some military songs and just honor these guys. I salute them for what they do for us,
Yeah, I mean, there was a time that I was going to go in the Navy. I took an ASVAB test in high school, and they said, well, the top two things were photographer and beautician. I guess I play on people's vanities. So taking their picture, they want to look their best. And when people come out of a haircut, they feel good about themselves. So I guess I play on a lot of people's vanities. I always want to say something nice about somebody, but about halfway down the list was armed services, which is where I was going to go. I was going to go in the Navy in 1987, but I got in a motorcycle wreck, so I never got the chance to go in. My brother, however, he's been on this podcast too, Ken Hughes, and he was in the Navy for 6 years, never got on a boat. How did that happen?
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, he worked in Orlando as a corpsman, as a like an EMT. Wow. So, but I mean, did you do any service or ever have any thought?
I had the pen in my hand, but I didn't sign the paper.
Yeah, I noticed even on your Facebook, one of the last few is about a Coast Guard is one of the last few posts that you have on there.
Yeah, so that was my nephew.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me about what happened there.
Well, my nephew, Dave Yoder, my brother just passed away a couple months ago.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you. My nephew, Dave, I guess he followed his dad's footsteps somewhat. He went in the Marines, then he was in the Navy, then he went to the Coast Guard. I mean, he went to all the boot camps, I'm like, that's crazy. And then when he was in the Coast Guard, I guess they made that movie. He rescued, I guess, 3 guys from a boat that was like 400 miles offshore in like 80-foot waves. He dove in 80-foot waves to save these guys. And then they inspired them to make that movie, The Guardian. And that was all about him. And you know what? That's a true hero. Just risk your life like that, to dive in water like that. Not knowing if you're coming back, to save those guys. And if you ever watch the movie, the cable that was fraying, he has that in his house hanging on the wall. It was fraying, it was ready to tear when he was going up, but he made it back, man. And you know what? And I think he got the highest Medal of Honor for bravery when he did that. So, I mean, you know what? That's a hero there.
No, as well he should. That's fantastic. It's beautiful when you give yourself over to help other people. I mentioned I was firefighting. I was in the water emergency team down in the Florida Keys, and I remember, trying to save people. Most of the time, it's recovery. It's hardly ever saving a live person. You go and you try to recover, what you can, so that way at least the family has closure. But I'm so glad that he was able to actually perform a rescue. So you never went into service, but you said you had a ton of odd jobs. You've been, but a lot of working with your hands. I like that so much. Do you still do any of those jobs? I mean, a lot of times, and your lead singer mentioned she hated the business part. But show business, there is 2 sides of it. And sometimes you cannot make money in show business. Even if you're making, 7 records in 2 years, people aren't selling records anymore. Right. It's all live music. But if you've been around the world, are you making your living just as a musician, or do you have one of those quote unquote day jobs to provide you the insurance, because we're living in one of the only free countries, only first world countries that doesn't provide health care for their people. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I have another job. I work for Hershey Chocolate.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, I've been there for 30 years already, and I'm getting ready to retire. Probably in May, I'm going to retire from it, and then I'm going to do really focus and put my mind down to the music end of it. But with my hands, I do some odd jobs here and there, but once you get older, you're like, you know what? I'll just pay somebody to do it.
No, that's absolutely correct. I mean, to build something, I'd love to have a workshop that I could build stuff in my leisure at my own pace. But but sadly, I don't have a lot of leisure. I don't have a lot of time down to where I can do stuff for myself. If I do have any few minutes, I got to go mow the lawn. I got to go do stuff around the house. I got to go, grocery shopping. I got to find, take care of the family, and that's part of being, a grown person. But like I said, you're a single man. I do it. Years ago, I did a lot of woodworking stuff, and then I started making, let me see if I can think of something to show you. I started making these guitar clocks. Let's see if I can show it to you here. Cool.
You see that?
Anybody that's listening to the audio version of this, check out the video. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful.
I started making those things, and I started selling those things, just for something to do. And people started like, hey, can I get one? Can you make me one of those? Well, then of course they wanted, well, can you paint it a different color? So I had one, I don't know if you remember Buck Owens' guitar. It was red, white, and blue. With the stars that I did one identical to that.
Some other people wanted stuff.
Oh yeah. So I started doing some of those, and then I got bored with doing that, and then move on to something else.
Oh, that's cool in the gang, man. That's Well, now, do you have a website to sell those, or you people find you on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook, just word of mouth. That's it.
Are you putting those up there as well? Because I didn't see a picture of any guitars or any of your crafts or anything. I didn't look through all your
TikTok. Yeah, TikTok. I have a couple videos on there with my guitars. All right. I think I did have some on Facebook too, way back in. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not looking to get rich. I'm just, give me something to do. Or I love creating. And if it's music or building something, whatever it is, cars, I enjoy that. I enjoy creating things.
Yeah, whatever we can do in this world to thrive and survive, which is one of the things I'd say on the radio, what we do to stay alive, to thrive and survive. And, that's back in the 60s when they used to do that kind of stuff. Of course, that's before both of our time.
Oh, no. Maybe, no, not mine. You know how old I am.
Oh, come on. I was born in 69.
I got 10 years on you.
You stop. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, you're doing good, man. You're doing very well.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you're still doing what you're doing. I guess the Stones are still doing it. The Beatles only had about, 9-10 years. And Elvis, I guess Elvis had quite a few years, 55 to 77 or 50. I guess, 56 was probably his first song to 77. So he spanned a good career. But, to do this for the love, I don't think I'm going to stop talking into microphones until they put me in a box or they until I'm gone. So to retire from the music business, there's no such thing. You're going to be playing you're going to be, playing your drums. I almost said guitar.
Music keeps you young.
Yeah.
It does. It does. Like you said, look at Mick Jagger. The guy's 82 years old, and he jumps around more than I could ever do.
still running from one side of the stage to the other. And back in the 80s, when they did the Steel Wheel tour, we thought that was going to be the last tour. In fact, we joke that's the Steel Wheelchairs tour. They're so old, and here it's almost 30 years later, and they're still doing it. How is Keith Richards still alive? How?
I know.
Better living through chemistry. And he'll probably be the next Pirate of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
because
you're right.
Johnny Depp's going to get out of there, and they're probably going to say, "Hey, let's get Keith Richards."
I'll tell you a quick little story. I was out in Las Vegas a couple years ago, and I had a meet and greet with John Fogerty, and I had the front row seats, watch the concert. And he's 72, I think, 72 or 74. And I watched him. I really watched him. You know what? And the 4 hours that guy played nonstop, I did not see one thing of sweat come off that guy. And to see him live, I was never really too much into that style music, but to watch him live, oh my God, it was incredible. The guy can jam. He really can.
Yeah, that man has had an interesting career. We talked about the music business. This man got the business. When he went solo, Creedence, or the people that represented Creedence Clearwater Revival, sued him for sounding too much like Creedence. He's the lead singer of Creedence. Yeah. And how are you going to get sued for sounding like yourself? And
no kidding.
He was doing the Center Field and the Rock and Roll Girls. And they thought that sounded too much like Creedence Clearwater Revival's sound, so they sued him. What? This business will eat you alive, man. So when you're doing your records with the other bands, did you ever get into contracts or do record albums with them? Is there any recorded music of those bands?
There is some out on YouTube. Of Rough Innocence has out there. Blackwater Greed has the video Walk Away out there. David and mine, that's on YouTube too. Yeah, that stuff's out there.
That's
fantastic. And I'm pounding mine out there. You know what I mean? Just got to get that word out there, and I just got to. I don't know what it is with this genre I'm in right now. I call it like outlaw metal or outlaw country. But it's got that crossover feel. You still got your hard edge rock, and you got your country going on in there, and it seemed to be going over very well. Yeah,
my wife and I have had discussions about how country music has changed over the years.
Time.
Oh my gosh, there is no Hank Williams Sr., not even Hank Williams Jr. It is guitar riff. It is the rock and roll from the 50s and 60s is the country of today, plus a little bit more, a little hard edge.
Yes.
In the 90s, they were combining rock with rap, country with rock, country with rap, and hip hop and rap was kind of flowing through everything, and rock was bleeding into country, and the crossovers. There's no genres. I mentioned Hank Williams Sr. There used to not be, he's on the pop chart, he's on the country chart, he's on the R&B chart. It was just one chart. Good music is good music, no matter what it sounds like. Yeah, you put a steel guitar into it, maybe it's now country. You put a harmonica, maybe it's the blues. You put heavy guitar, now it's metal. Okay, so you could change the sounds and the different instruments that you use, but it can bleed. There's no limits. JJ, there are no limits to you, JJ Tyson.
Thank you,
because you are all over the spectrum, man. You got the genres are okay. Like I said, that Journey to Nowhere is so many different types of songs.
Yes.
My favorite band of all time is Queen, and because every album had so many different types of music on that album. There was show tunes, a metal song right next to a disco song, right next to a pop song, right next to what would be considered a blues song. and it was all on the same album. And I had 13 of those records, and there's a song that's 6 minutes long, and people are like, 6 minutes long? How are you going to put that radio? Well, guess what? Bohemian Rhapsody is on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll stay on the radio. And Wayne's World, when they came out in the 90s, it got back up on the charts.
Yes.
So, I mean, to have a song like that, to have staying power, you got all these awards. I mean, you made the Christmas album, which is so smart for a musician to make a Christmas album, because that means
I always wanted to do that
every year. Mariah Carey cannot be the only person that owns Christmas. JJ Tyson needs to have a little bit of that Christmas spirit. And when I say spirit, throw some money his way. Buy some of his Christmas music so you can play it while you're around the Christmas tree.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take a couple gifts.
Show that man some love. I mean, so the Hershey's thing, funny enough, I watched, my wife and I watched Venom, the Venom series, the Spider-Man villain, except it was with Tom Hardy, and Venom 1, 2, and 3. And one of the things that Venom did was he ate the heads off the bad guys. And they talked about chocolate, how chocolate and brains have the same chemical in them. Starts with a P, like paracetamol. Are you familiar with any of that? Okay.
No.
Chocolate and brains have the same, and I want my loyal listeners to go look this up, because I'm not going to look it up. I'm not going to explain it, but you get to look up a little fact that you could say at your dinner parties, that chocolate and brains have the same kind of chemical. And I know I said it yesterday, because it was fresh in my mind, but I forgot it today. It's persisosanamin, whatever. But anyway, you're selling chocolate. You're a do you sell chocolate? Do you drive chocolate around? What do you do for Hershey's?
I am a warehouse supervisor. So I send it out. He's
the boss. He looks over that chocolate. Do you get to dip your little finger in there and go, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I gotta stay away from it.
Yeah, but that gives you the same. I mean, it gives you good feelings, like like being with a lady. Supposedly, it gives you that same good feeling, or like talking to your best friend. Like you have a little chocolate, sends that same chemical to your brain that makes you feel like, oh, I'm talking to my best friend. I am having a wonderful time. I am, with my favorite lady. Just have it, your partner, you're eating that chocolate and it gives you those same feelings. I mean, you get good feelings out of chocolate, or you've had too much over the years?
Yeah, I've had, once you see it every day, it's like, no thanks.
Come on, you're my Willy Wonka, man.
But I eat my share of chocolate yet.
Yeah,
there's no better way to eat it than when it comes right off the line, because it's still warm and fresh.
Yeah, I just put it together. You're from Pennsylvania, Hershey's, Pennsylvania. It's right there, man. And the other thing, you said that your kid's name or your nephew's name is Yoder. Now that is an Amish name, man. I saw For Richer or Poorer with Tim Allen and Kirstie Alley, and they went to an Amish community to hide out. And everybody was named Yoder. Wait a minute. Are you sure he's not Amish? Are you sure you're not Amish?
Nope. My mom came from West Virginia. So.
Okay, that Yoder name, it's still giving me questions there.
Now she was in the service. My mom was in the Army. So that's probably how, I don't know the whole story, but that's probably how she met his dad. He's my half brother. But yeah, I guess, I don't want to say it too. My mom got around.
No, I get it.
I have there were 7 brothers and 2 sisters.
Yeah, I have a half brother myself, and a stepsister, and and another half sister. So, my mom's been on this podcast too, and she told her whole life story. So yeah, she's on husband number 4, but this is the one, and I'm very happy that she found this dude.
Nice. The song on my album, Second Chance in Hand, if you listen to that, it's a ballad. That's actually, that's my life story.
That's beautiful, man. That's a superpower you have. You don't write books, you write songs. And I've never written a book or a song, but to get my life story out there, if everybody listens to every podcast that I have, little by little, you're going to hear little tidbits about what's going on in my life every time I have these conversations with great people like you, JJ Tyson. You know, and you know, they hear a little bit more about me, but I'm hearing about you, man. And now we got an idea of who JJ Tyson is. Did you ever have a record label or record company? No record label. I know that you're signed on.
Back in my band, Rough Innocence, back then, we had record company interest. That's when the singer decided she wanted nothing to do with it. So that kind of went out the window.
Yeah, never signed on the dotted line, just like the services. Had the pen in hand. No, I don't think so. But I know that Nashville Entertainment Weekly or Nashville Entertainment has put us together. And I know that they have a great stable, and I say stable like you're all horses, a stable of musicians that they've sent me over the years, and they really seem to care about promoting and getting you to the next level. Yeah, you got yourself here. Let's see if we can get you there, a little higher up, between putting you on podcast and putting your name out there on their very massive social media presence. And have you ever been to Nashville and done some stuff with them down there?
Yeah, I was there a couple of times already. I was down, actually, I was on their show back in 2017 with my old band, Blackwater Greed, promoting the video. I met them. They're actually great people, you know, and I seen TJ was a friend of mine on Facebook, and I seen that they started doing the promotional stuff, and I'm like, hey, man, you interested in picking me up, you know? And they're like, well, of course. So that's how I got started with them guys. Crazy.
Yeah, I like TJ Cates and Jill Santabanez. I'll always pronounce her name Spanish because that's the way it should be pronounced. And I talked to her on this podcast too, and she hesitantly agreed to let me call her Santabanez. No, and they're a beautiful couple with a nice, you know, they have a nice kid. Yes, they are. And it's nice that they found something that can help other people. I don't know, maybe they make a couple bucks here and there doing that, but they got their fingers in a lot of different pots.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like he's going to be doing another movie here, next year?
Well, that's where you come in, writing the songs for that movie, because your songs, listening to them, almost sounded like I was watching a movie while I'm listening to your music. It had a progression.
Funny. It's kind of funny you say that, because sometimes when I do write, I visualize, you know, like either videos or movies when I'm putting this song together. You know, just close your eyes and then just kind of visualize things, and that's how things get started.
Well, I know you have a couple years on me, but you still are a child of the MTV era. Even in the 70s, they had the Don Kirshner's rock concert. Midnight Special, you bet. Yes. Before MTV, there was Don Kirshner. It was great.
Yeah. You bet I watched that.
And then, you know, as music videos became more mainstream, the people would think about the visuals while they're writing the songs. And I'm glad you turned some of your music into music videos, because ever since I had the capability to do so, I've become a video DJ. So I exclusively play music videos on the screen. You know, I do karaoke shows too, but since I have the screen set up between karaoke singers, I'll put up a music video. So yes, there will be a JJ Tyson music video up there on the screen at the Rab on Friday night, and people are going to go, man, that's pretty good. I feel like drinking some beers and shooting some guns and having some barbecue. Pow, pow, bang, bang. America, bang, bang. Freedom. No, and that's where we come full circle. All right, I want to wind this thing down. I've taken some of your time. The people have an idea of who JJ Tyson is, but give some shout outs to people that have helped you along the way. And if there's anything else you want to talk about or you want to put out to the people, go ahead.
Wow. I definitely want to thank Jill and TJ for believing in me. My family, if it wouldn't be for my family and my fans and my friends, definitely the fans, because they're the ones that make you or break you. A quick one, I asked on my Facebook for this next album, because some of the people would ask, well, your album usually goes, you got a hard song, and then it drops off to a ballad. Then you go hard. We don't like that. Well, so I asked him, I said, this next album, how do you want it? You want for me to do a double album, all hard and one soft? Or you want me to mix up? So basically the genre came out through is they want it mixed. So that's what they're going to get. I listen to what they want. I listen to what the fans want. David Mobley, you know what? He believed in me a long time ago. We became really, really good friends. I produced the album for Blackwater Greed, and he helped me with my stuff, and then we did one together. He believed in me enough to do an album with him. That album's kind of got the 60s, 70s, and 80s style going on in it. Oh, wow. Thank you for having me on the show here. All the people around the world that believes in me, from Japan, Indonesia, UK, Hong Kong, I've been there. Appreciate everybody out there. And you know what? If you ever guys need to get a hold of me, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. Send me a message. I'm the down-to-earth guy. I'll talk to anyone.
Well said, man. Back in the 90s, I was training to be a firefighter, but one of the things that I did was I learned how to teach aerobics. I did aerobics, and then after a while, I was able to teach aerobics. And you're talking about the warm up. It's nice and easy, and then the high energy part, and then the cool down. You got to have the ups and downs to get that heart flowing, and that's what your music is going to do. I mean, it does that in that last album, and it's going to do it in the next album. Your heart's going to be pumping, and then it's going to give you a little time to take a breather, have one of those beers, and then it's back to shooting. Bow, pow, pow, bang, bang.
Exactly.
America.
Yeah.
As we celebrate our 250. Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that's fantastic.
Actually, real quick, back here on my wall, I don't know if you see it right there. There's a letter from the president, Donald Trump.
How about that? How'd that happen?
I sent the video for when he was going to do that anniversary for the 250 down in Washington, D.C. I sent the video to him, and he actually sent me a letter back, thanking me for sending it to him. He watched it. Crazy. He watched it and sent me a message and everything. And, that was awesome, to get that back from him. I never expected it.
That is fantastic. Apparently the man only sleeps like 2-3 hours a day. So, he had time to watch the JJ Tyson Project video. Oh, that's amazing, man. Yeah. You got some feedback from the president.
Yeah, I
did. All right, my man. Let's wind this thing down. I don't want this to be the last time that we talk. I usually finish these things off with last words for the people. It could be some words to live by that you heard a long time ago, maybe something your family told you, maybe a mantra that you wake up with every morning, or whatever pops into your head at this moment in time. JJ Tyson, give the last words for the people.
All right. That's just to go out to the musicians out there. Remember what I said. Always listen to your fans. Don't make you or break you. Don't let your head get too big, because that happens to a lot of people. They get arrogant. Be humble. Interact with your people, your fans, your family. Family is everything. They're the ones that really support me a lot. What can I say? I mean, you got to have a good heart. And the guy up above.
Well, there you have it, party people. JJ Tyson. That man is bona fide. Not just banging on the drums all day, but also singing and songwriting. Well, not a lot of singing. He likes to have somebody else up front, but I think he's got a tremendous voice. Check out that Freedom song. Oh, my goodness. So good. Follow him around on all his social medias. I got all the links below or above. I don't know where you're listening to this. Just check out the links in the show notes and find out more about JJ Tyson. And follow him around. Stalk that man. Find out where he's going to be playing next. Thank you so much to Nashville Entertainment for putting us together. Always appreciate the peeps that you send my way. TJ Cates, Jill Santabanez. All right, Santabanez. Doesn't sound right to me. I'm half Spanish. Okay. All right, that's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. Thank you so much, JJ Tyson, for being on the podcast. Now, if you, yes, you, my loyal listener, if you'd like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email KeysDAN@AOL.com. That's it for me. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.